What is going on, everyone? Mets Talk with Hayden J here. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing extremely well. I know by the sound of my voice, I sound very enthusiastic, but that is not necessarily the case for the Mets. The New York Mets were able to take 2 out of 3 from the Washington Nationals. Sounds good, right? A series win. You only lost 1 out of 3 games. Sounds pretty solid, right? Nope, the New York Mets like to Mets everything up. The New York Mets are able to make a series win into something negative. We will get into that. But please, everyone, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button, turn on those post notifications, and all that great stuff. LFGM. In today's stream, we are going to be going over the New York Mets and Washington Nationals series summary. Then we are going to be transitioning into the New York Mets and Miami Marlins. See, I got the Marlins jersey and the Mets hat rocking today. Series preview. I will be then going over the Javier Baez issue with Francisco Lindor and the thumbs down and the booing. We will be talking about that. We know I'm a very big rager, so that's pretty a relevant topic for me, I'll say. And then, as always, I will be going over all the viewer comment, questions, concerns, all that great stuff. So drop anything you got in the comment section below. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. So let's stop wasting any time getting right into game 1. We could see the New York Mets lost game 1 of this series. The Mets lost game 1 of this series 2-1 on Friday. We saw Rich Hill was on the bump. Pretty solid performance from Rich Hill. Nothing too crazy. We saw Hill went 1 inning, 5 innings pitched, surrendered 5 hits, 2 runs, 0 walks, and 8 strikeouts. We saw the curveball was pretty on point. We saw he was getting a lot of fly balls, but of course, his outfield was really able to take everything over, which is awesome. You love to see that. The bullpen was pretty solid for the most part. We had Heath Hembree who came in for, I believe it was his second Mets debut, I believe. So pretty solid to see out of that. Castro, Familia, and then Edwin Diaz. No complaints with the bullpen this game. Then, obviously, in terms of the offense, we had Javier Baez, who came in and hit a solo home run to right field, well, more so right center, to go 391 feet. That was awesome to see. Following that, we had really not so much offense this game. It was really unfortunate. 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position, 3 players left on base, and only was able to get 4 hits. So not the best game for the New York Mets, obviously, but getting into happier things was game 2, because the New York Mets on Saturday's game was able to win 5-3. I did go live for some of this game, so hopefully you guys did see that. We had Marcus Stroman on the bump, who went 6 innings pitched, surrendered 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Pretty solid day for Stroman. We saw that splitter slider was really in effect. We saw, the ground ball to fly ball ratio really was favoring the ground ball. So that was really good to see. We had Trevor May come in, who gave up 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, and unfortunately gave up a run on a pass ball, which would later give the Washington Nationals the lead. In terms of that, yes, you do have an inexperienced catcher out there in Patrick Mazeika. So I'm not super concerned with really what went down on that play. Following that, we had Seth Lugo come in quiet, and then Edwin Diaz to close it out for his 26th save of the year. Pretty solid. Following in terms of the offense, we had Kevin Pollard, who pitched pretty solidly. Kevin Pollard pitched solidly, my bad. I'm reading my top thing. We had Kevin Pollard, who came in, had a great night. 2 solo home run night for Kevin Pollard. First home run was in the 3rd inning, and the second one was in the 5th inning. Both of these were ripped to left field. I really liked what I saw in Pollard at these at-bats. Following this, bottom of the 7th, down by 1 run, scores 3-2. Michael Conforto comes into clutch with a home run to center field to drive in 3 runs, including himself. Partially, a lot of this, we saw there was a lineup change in game 2. We saw that they switched up with Nimmo and VR. We saw that they had VR batting up first. Nimmo batting up second. Alonso was more down in the order, which I wasn't super crazy about. I kind of said to myself, okay, I would prefer Alonso in the second hole, but I feel Alonso's hitting extremely well on all parts that I don't really think it's going to matter where he plays at this rate. So yeah, great to see the lineup really come into to effect that night. Hopefully they can continue this, and we saw it in the following game. Game 3, we saw the Mets won yesterday 9-4. Awesome game yesterday, 9-4. I loved what I saw yesterday out of this Mets team. We had Tyler McGill on the bump, making another start for the Mets. Rookie pitcher's been very promising this season so far. So I've been loving what I've been seeing out of him. Attack the strike zone very well. I'll tell you that. We saw him use the four-seam ball a lot this game. He was smashing the zone with the four-seam ball. He had good control of his stuff. We know that was an issue last time, getting control of the off-speed pitches and the fastball. So that was something he was able to nail down. I really like seeing that. But 5 innings pitched, surrendered a hit, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Solid day for McGill. Then after that, we had Aaron Loup come in. Loup, there it is. Believe it or not, he gave up his first long ball of the season to Juan Soto. So, I'm not going to kill him for that. He has been elite for this Mets team. So Aaron Loup came in, just gave up a run, nothing crazy. Castro was quiet. Henry was quiet. Familia in. Familia got into a little bit of a jam we saw with the command of the strike zone. Nothing too crazy with Familia. Hopefully he could, start to, chillax with that. And then I think he should honestly be fine. Following that, with the offense is where everything exploded. The offense exploded, getting things done in the first inning. We had Lindor on third base, and Eric Fedde was pitching. Eric Fedde balked to allow Francisco Lindor to score. Was it a cheap run? Yes, but I think it's smart base running like that is where you'll get a run. I mean, I will take a run. It's smart base running like that where I will take a run. Lindor was able to score from third to home on a balk. Following that, in the fourth inning, we had Javier Baez smash a 2-run home run to give the Mets the lead, 444 feet. This ball was smashed. Following that, in the fifth inning, we had Pete Alonso, who had a nice series. Alonso hit an RBI single to right field for his third day of the hit. Drove in an RBI. Great to see. In the sixth inning, we had Dom Smith slap an RBI hit to center field. Following that, we had Jonathan VR hit a 2-run homer, dead to center, just got over the orange line. So that was awesome to see. Following that, we had Francisco Lindor really get into some of the action. Bases loaded. What did Lindor do? He came up at a very needed time, regardless of the score, just for his own, personal preference. He came in, smashed an RBI double to deep left, right down the line about. Great to see to drive in 2. What we saw in this game was just awesome. We saw aggressive base running. We saw smart base running on the base pass, like we said, with Francisco Lindor being very smart with that balk. We had 2 stolen bases in 1 inning. I mean, when was the last time we saw this? I mean, the Mets usually see like 1 base per 10 games, if even. So great to see being very, very, very aggressive on the base pass. And, it paid off. You had Pollard steal a base and Nimmo steal a base in both the 6th inning. And what happened? That Dom Smith RBI single would have theoretically just had Pollard go from first to second rather than second to home. So it's base running like that the Mets need to start doing. You look at the Padres, you look at the Rays, you look at these teams, maybe some more so the Rays or teams that don't have a lot, and they're able to succeed because they have guys who are fast and will be speedy and show athleticism on the base paths. Something the Mets need to start doing. Yes, I understand. Pete Alonso isn't going to be a fast base runner. You got to be careful with Conforto, McNeil, Nimmo. They're coming off leg injuries. Okay, I get that. But hopefully you got Lindor, you got Baez with you now. They can go out and steal some bases. Kevin Pollard too, Jonathan VR. A lot of our bench guys, Albert Almora Jr., these guys are fast. But I love what I saw yesterday's game. 11 hits, 2 stolen bases, 4 and 11 for runners in scoring position. Doesn't look great, but we got the job done, and we left 8 guys on base. So it is the stuff like that that is really going to help the Mets succeed in the future if this is what they do. So yeah, Mets and National Series. Mets took the series 2 out of 3. Great to see. Now getting into the New York Mets and Miami Marlins series preview. The Marlins are coming into town. That is right. The Miami Marlins are coming into town. I recently saw the Mets on the road down here in Florida playing the Miami Marlins. Mets only took 1 out of 4 that series, but we don't need to talk about that. Getting into the Mets and Marlins series. We have game 1 starting tomorrow. Today is an off day for the New York Mets. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. Typically in the past, they had a day off. It messed up their rhythm. But now you're having, what is it, like 18 games out of like 16 days? It's going to be an issue for the Mets. So we're going to have to see how the Marlins, repping the Marlins jersey today. Brian Anderson on the back, if anyone's wondering. So game 1 will be tomorrow at 7:10. Marlins starter is to be determined, to be dated, whatever you want to call it. So they do not have a starter as of right now. I could be wrong. They could have changed it. I took these notes at like noon today. And then for the Mets, we will have Trevor Williams come on the bump for the Mets. 4-2 on the season, 4.54 ERA. He's been pretty solid this season, 66 strikeouts. He's been a nice addition to the bullpen for the most part. Book-wise, like he doesn't look, incredibly good. When you're looking at him, on like Baseball Savant or Baseball Reference, you see the high ERA. So he doesn't look good, but he's pretty effective. He gets the job done. So no complaints with him. Getting into game 2, which will be Wednesday's game, 7:10. We will have Zach Thompson on the bump for the Miami Marlins. Zach Thompson is 2-6 on this season. 3.16 ERA, 52 strikeouts. He has that nice cutter. He does throw a four-seam fastball with little velocity, so that is a concern for the Mets going ahead, simply enough because the Mets always manage to struggle against four-seam fastballs and left-handed pitching, and also pitchers that don't throw high velocity. That's always been an issue for them. Zach Thompson does also have a high chase rate, so something hopefully the Mets are fishing a lot. And then on the bump for the New York Mets, we will have Carlos Carrasco, who coming off a pretty good start. 0-2 this season, 6.94 ERA, 23 strikeouts. Good last start, like we said, 2 earned runs given in the past 7 innings pitches last start. If he could chill down with the hard contact, hopefully that will be good. Gives up a lot of fly balls. Hopefully he could try to keep those into the park. Game 3, or in this case, game 4, because apparently there's a doubleheader that I'm just hearing about now, which I do not recall that, but I'll have to look. We will have Rich Hill on the bump for the Mets for Thursday's game. 0-2 on the season, 4.83 ERA, 24 strikeouts. Solid. He has the nice curveball. He doesn't throw super hard. Hopefully he can go out there for at least a solid 3-4 innings. That is my goal out of Rich Hill. I don't expect a whole lot out of the guy. He's old. He's not going to go out there very long. And then on the bump for the Miami Marlins, we will have Senny Alcantara, a guy that I am a big admirer of. He's been a big asset to this Marlins young pitching depth. So far, we can see he's 8-12 this season, 3.27 ERA, 158 strikeouts. He's a machine out there. He really is. He has that sinker. He has the velocity there. He'll throw heat. He doesn't give up a lot of contact. He'll have a high chase rate, and he doesn't give up too many barrels. So, it's going to be very tough for the Mets this game. So hopefully this is the game that Alcantara always kills the Mets for some reason. That is it with the Mets and Marlins. Apparently there is the doubleheader. My apologies. I did not realize that. A couple people were telling me in the comments section that there is a doubleheader. So we're going to have to see how that goes. I actually do kind of want to take a look-see about that now because I was not aware of that. So let's take a look-see. Mets. Let's see. For me, it just says there's one game tomorrow. But, I believe you guys. I'm sure there is a doubleheader. I just was probably not super organized. So, we're going to have to see how that goes for the Mets. Typically, for the most part, they do pretty adequate in doubleheaders. So we're going to have to see how the Mets go into the doubleheader of tomorrow. So it'd probably be like a 1-10 and a 6-10 start or something like that, or a 4-10 and a 7-10. So yeah, 7-inning doubleheader tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Pretty much looking at the Marlins offense. I mean, it's not crazy. They're 27th place in runs, 23rd in average, 27th in on-base percentage, and 28th in slugging. It really comes down to the pitching that really helps the Miami Marlins out. They're 12th in ERA, 12th in WHIP, and 12th in batting average allowed. Right now, they're 55th, 55 and 76 this season. As we know, they are last place, 5th place in the NL East. And they're coming off a series win with the Reds where they took 2 out of 11. So we are going to have to see really what can go on with the Mets and Marlins. Can they try and get this win? Can they try to get the series win? We know the Marlins kind of beat up the Mets behind last outing. So this is going to be something that the Mets are really going to have to show urgency, that they are still willing to fight against the team. Listen, I understand it's a 5th place team. I always tell people, don't be fooled when you see the Marlins record. People say, oh, they're a 5th place team, we'll crush them. Don't be fooled by that, because they always manage to kill us. So that's why I'm never super crazy about the Mets and Marlins game. So we're going to have to see how everything goes in with that. Now getting into the topic that everyone wants to hear, the Javier Baez situation. So pretty much getting into the Javi Baez situation, I want to keep it as minimal as possible. This is my overall thing with Baez. I think as a person, of course, I like him. I think he's a great guy. As a player, I'm not crazy about him. When the Mets went after Javier Baez, this trade deadline, I was a little upset. He's a guy who swings at every other pitch. He swings at constant breaking pitches in the dirt. He strikes out too much. He's really just a home run hitter, and then he'll strike out 9 out of 10 other times. That's really my biggest issue with Baez. So far, we know him and Lindor are BFFs, which is great. I used to play baseball. I was friendly with my teammates. I get that. In terms of Baez and Lindor's struggle, I think Lindor is what I've been more looking at. We have Lindor locked up for 10 years. He has the contract, $341 million for the next 10 years. And we see his stats this year. And it hasn't been pretty. He's been on the injury list. Prior to him being on the injury list, he wasn't playing to expectations. And he's been back for at least 15 to 20 games. And we're still seeing kind of extent the same first half. Yes, he's not striking out. He's grounding out, hitting fly balls. Yes, he is making contact. But the point of baseball is a result-oriented sport, to quote Pete Alonso. If you hit a ball with a great, XBA, it doesn't matter. The point is it's an out. Baseball is a result-oriented game. That's unfortunately how baseball works. And I'm fine with it like that, obviously. Simply enough, with Baez yesterday, we know what happened. We know he hit that home run. He struck out a couple times, and then obviously he scored on that Lindor double, and then he pretty much did this to the fans, and then same for Francisco Lindor. Following that, he was on second base, and he did this. And apparently, during the press conference, they asked him. They said, hey, what was that about? Baez was there. He showed up with his kid, I'm guessing to make it look like show mercy. Makes sense. And overall, it's just something that I wasn't super happy about. Listen, you see me on live streams. You've been seeing me these last 2-3 weeks. I've been coming on here. I'm not smiling. I'm not saying, let's go Mets, we're awesome. I'm sitting here and I'm saying the same stuff over again. And whether it's the front office, the managing, or, the offense. I'm saying the same stuff over again. Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo are the only guys carrying the offense. Check. Louis Rojas needs to be fired. Check. Our pitchers give up 2 to 3 runs a game and we can't score anything. Check. It's the same stuff. So I think when this team coming into this season had huge expectations, huge. People were expecting this team to be first place in the division, worst case, second place wild card. People were expecting them to have anywhere from 95 to 100, maybe 105 wins. I was expecting them to have, 88 wins, maybe be second in the wild card. People were expecting this team to be huge, huge. Unfortunately, a lot of things came in the way. We started off slow. Makes sense. We're a second half team. But what happened following that? We had pretty much our whole lineup got injured. And then now everyone came back. they're getting back into the rhythm. You know, for guys like Conforto, McNeil, Nimmo, who only played like 2 months in total this season, it's technically still May for them because they're coming back from an injury. So overall, with Javier Baez, I wasn't super crazy with what we saw. Javier Baez, is he going to be this 2018 MVP guy again? I hope so, but I don't think so. Personally, I would rather the Mets not re-sign Baez. I think Baez came into this team, and I said to myself, why is Baez still here? Why are we signing Baez? We have a second baseman. McNeil sees the ball off the bat, much better at second base. McNeil's defense is better at second base. He's a natural second baseman. Why are we going to bring Baez in here just because he's BFF with Lindor to mess everything up? Why mess up the defense? Leave it where it is. I don't get it. Okay, yeah, you don't want Dom Smith playing every day. You have a bench for a reason. You have a bench for a reason. And this is the point with the Mets that really upsets me. Yesterday, we saw Lindor and Baez with the whole shenanigans they had. I was not super happy about it. I really wasn't. Simply enough, it comes to the point where I'm a person, you could do whatever you want. As a person who's played high school baseball, if I was up to bat and people were booing me, I'd probably get nervous and I'd probably feel anxious and I could potentially, I don't know. But the point is, I'm not a Major League Baseball player. I'm not making, millions of dollars. I play baseball for my school with my friends for the satisfaction and the fun of it, where sadly that isn't really the case for Major League Baseball anymore. It's all about the moolah, the Benjamins at the end of the day. So yeah. It comes to the point is the fans have every right to do whatever they want. As long as the fans aren't saying anything racial or, very, prejudice or going after their wives on social media, then I don't care. They have every right to boo. Mets fans have every right to show how upset they are. Baez and, Lindor on the other hand, I don't want to say, but, they can't. I know it sounds childish, but the thing is, the Mets cannot control what thousands of fans do. The Mets can control what the 40-man roster does in the farm system and the 26-man roster. The Mets can control that. They cannot control the fans. Baez wants to give thumbs down and boo. That's great. But just remember, who pays your salary? Who pays your salary? The fans. A big portion of that money comes from the fans. We pay for it. Me showing up to Citi Field or buying a jersey or whatever, that is what pays it. So overall, it was upsetting, but I'm not going to sit here and cry and complain and say, he gave me the thumbs down. It's annoying because, Baez is coming right back at you, I feel, and saying, hey, screw you guys. I don't think he's doing that. Personally, I don't think this is a big deal. Everyone's blowing it big time out of proportion. It is not a big deal, in my opinion. I could care less. I just wanted to get that out there. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I saw we had like 20 people in the chat when I was ranting off, so I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns, we will definitely dive into those. Hopefully everyone enjoyed my rant, all that great stuff. I'm not going to sit here and complain and say, Baez gave us the thumbs down. I don't care. I really don't care. Unless he is saying, Mets talk with Hayden or Hayden, thumbs down. Unless he's doing it to me personally, I could care less. The fans know how he's performing. He knows how he's performing. And every other team out there knows how he's performing. So I really don't care. Let him do whatever he wants. I really don't care. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It's how baseball works. But yeah, we're going to go over some comments. If anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns, drop them below. Lissa, what's going on? How about Alonso? Yeah, Alonso he was a little quiet to start off the National Series. I'll say that. But then yesterday he had 3 hits. So yeah, great to see out of Alonso. I appreciate you tuning into the stream. Galapos, what's going on? Kobe, Connor, I see your channel's growing. Yeah, I appreciate it, Connor. I appreciate it. LFGM. Quentin, what's going on, man? AB, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. TP35, I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, just in time. I'm glad you caught me. Quentin, what's going on? LFGM. AB, what's going on? Yeah, Z Sports Cards. Yeah, I'm not going to be flipping my chair or anything like that. So yeah, we're going to have to see how that goes. YouTube Productions, what's going on, buddy? Nick, man, I appreciate you tuning in. Vincent, Lol Mets. Yeah, big Lol Mets moment. LFGM, what's going on, Kobe? Man, I appreciate you tuning in. Hayden, how do you feel about the Baez? Yeah, hopefully you did hear me go on that little rant and spiel. Overall, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, but hopefully you did hear that. If not, you can rewind. I think the time was around like 25 minutes, perhaps. AB, what's going on, man? Christopher, what's going on? Yeah, I got rid of the sound intro because I kept getting copyrighted, so I'm hoping I could try to get some like copyright-free music or something. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Yeah, baseball's mayor. You summed it up the best way. The best way Baez and Lindor can get revenge is by playing good. Literally, that is the best way. Sitting there, giving them thumbs down, booing, verbally, or that doesn't work. This is the best way they could get there. Do this. Next time, Lindor hits a home run, do this. Kind of like what Correa did during the World Series or ALCS, being like, I can't hear you. Where are the boos? I hear cheers. Do that. Don't, but it's just annoying. Mr. Cool, what's going on? Devin, MVP's playing well. Yeah, Devin, he is really, really, really doing pretty well. He really is. Hurricane Ida. Yeah, I hope you guys stay safe. I don't know if anyone lives in the Louisiana tri-state area, but stay safe if you are being affected by the hurricane. I'm a Floridian, so I kind of know what it's like to be through hurricanes for some extent. So yeah, stay safe out there, guys. I know pretty dangerous category 4. Logan, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Vincent, Bryce Harper can maybe become an MVP if Tatis keeps slumping. Yeah, I think Harper's probably number 1 right now. Well, Harper, Trey Turner. I could see Juan Soto getting some votes. Juan Soto's been pretty nice this year. Logan Strosho. Yeah, Stroman's been balling. Mets legend Wilson Ramos tours. Really? When was this? I did not see this. Hold up. I did not see this. Did he really? Wow, he tore it. Jeez. Wow, that sucks. Aw, damn. I mean, he's not a Met, but I mean, he's a Cleveland. He's on Cleveland. Damn, that's unfortunate. Well, best wishes to Pete Alonso. Sorry about that. John, what's going on, man? Jed Carson, what's going on? From Joe K. What the players need to do is shut up and perform. That is simply the only way to get the media and fans to shut up. New York does not like whining. Yeah, Joe, I mean, you also summed it up greatly. Sitting here and, going after the fans and starting a war, that's not going to solve anything. What Joe and I think it was Baseball is My Air said, you both guys summed it up awesome. Go out there, do your job, and perform. That will make us happy. I know you don't want to mess with a New Yorker. I get that. I live in Florida. People could tell I'm from New York by a lot of other ways. The way I talk, the way body language, how fast I am. People could tell. New Yorkers, we like to be on people. We'll say that. Well, all Northeast, all people from the Northeast do. Cowboys for life. What's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Football season is starting shortly. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys like football out there, but should be pretty cool. Do you think DeGrom will return this season? Potentially. I mean, right now it's kind of questionable. We don't really know what happened with DeGrom. We know that he was having a light bullpen session, and then I honestly don't know what's going to go on with DeGrom. I would like him to come back, but, as of right now, I think it's probably the best that he stays out for the season. If the Mets are going to be, 5 games or, bubbling around 500 and have no chance, don't rush him up. There is 0 chance for DeGrom to come back and just, God forbid, hurt himself more, but just, give him the rest of the season off, let him heal. The Mets haven't been the same since the Phillies swept them the first time. I think it was honestly a couple series before that, but yeah, I could honestly see. I feel it was a little bit before that though, with the whole Phillies and Mets collapse. I feel it was I don't know. I just think that was the game where we lost first place, and a lot of people just got upset. AB, the Braves won 2 out of 3 against San Francisco. Yeah, Braves have been hot. They really have. The acquiring of Jorge Soler was something huge for them. And Jock Peterson, 2 guys to fill that outfield depth, while Acuna Jr. would be on the IL and Ozuna would have a leave of absence. So awesome to see, really, those 2 guys for them. I mean, not for a Mets fan, but awesome to see those guys really playing well in their case. From TP35, Freeman for MVP, Buehler, Castellanos. Well, I don't think Buehler's going to win MVP. I mean, I don't think he's that elite. I don't even know if he'll be Cy Young. Personally, Freeman's a good choice for MVP. To be honest with you, right now, I'm probably going to say, AL is Ohtani. If Vlad could get a triple crown and catch up on home runs, maybe. Nah, Ohtani has the pitching part. I think that's going to help him. So Ohtani for MVP for the AL. In terms of the NL, you got Trey Turner, you got Tatis, but I think Tatis, if Tatis can go back to his first half, yeah, he'd be MVP, but he had the injury. He's a little slow now. I could really see Harper. I think it's going to be someone in the NL East. I think it's either going to be Harper, Soto, Freeman, or maybe going over to the West and Trey Turner. I could see those guys. The Braves won 2 out of 3 against San Francisco, and the Phillies won 3 out of 4 against Arizona. Yeah, I saw that. Phillies had a nice walk-off. Gene Segura, 4th RBI, 4th walk-off for him this year. So you don't see 4 walk-offs in 1 year for someone. Polar Bear, absolutely. Talking Mets with Rob, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Great guy. Awesome guy. Great YouTube stuff. Check him out, guys. Great guy. LFGM, you know it, man. You know it. Nick Rickman, Mets 9-4. Yesterday's game, correct. Yup. Polar Bear, Mets won, correct. Travis, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Thumbs up, yes. We like thumbs up. We don't like thumbs down like Baez. Thumbs up, everyone, if you can. Drop a like, just like Travis said. Thumbs up. Seahawks, Jose Rodriguez, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. I believe your Angels are playing the Yankees coming up, so good luck with that. I'll probably tune into one of those games if Shohei's pitching. Yankees have been on a roll. LFGM, what's going on? Nick, that's how I'm feeling about the Mets and Marlins coming up. Rock Liam, here's a Marlins fan. Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning in regardless. All baseball fans are respected on the channel. Mets, Phillies, Marlins, Dodgers, Rangers, Mariners. I don't care. Baseball is baseball. Got the Marlins jersey rocking here, as you could see. So hope you like it. Brian Anderson jersey. Has a nice little Marlin on the side. So, yeah, doubleheader is tomorrow. I didn't see that. Apparently, yeah, I didn't see that. So I really didn't see that. That was weird. Let's see. I believe it was a suspended game where they should have not even started it, and they let Stroman go out there, give up a hit, and I think he had the count to Jesus Aguilar, and they called it. So see how that goes. It is that game. Okay. It was like the 5th, 6th game of the season. Ugh. Of course they had to do that. Of course they did. Yeah, like AB says, I think. Soto too, I think. Ruben, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Mets need to sweep the doubleheader tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully. Mets have some pretty good solid numbers in doubleheaders. For the most part, it seems the first game they do well, and then the second game is usually when they lose their offense. So hopefully they could do it for both. My prediction is the Phillies and Marlins will have top 10 rotations in baseball next year. I don't know so much about the Phillies, but the Marlins for sure. I mean, you have a nice rotation coming ahead. You got Jesus Luzardo. You got Sandy Alcantara. You have Tyler Rogers, who I believe is – or Trevor Rogers, my apologies. I believe he was on like the day-to-day injury list, I believe, for something or some type of leave of absence. You have him. You really have a young rotation. If they could just get some nice bats, they have some nice guys offensively. De La Cruz, Chaz Chisholm Jr., a guy that I've met personally, have a signature from him, got a picture from him, awesome guy. Interacts with all the fans on social media. Chaz Chisholm Jr., De La Cruz, Aguilar. You really got a lot of guys here that I really think the Marlins in 5 years from now, maybe even sooner, 2-3 years from now, they could be potentially competing for that division. And they're a great team. I mean, they have a nice stadium. When I went there, the stadium was pretty packed. Mets and Marlins, Blue Jays, Marlins, Red Sox. So I mean, that could be why. But great atmosphere, great team. Thumbs up. Yes, I like the thumbs up. Yeah, doubleheader tomorrow. Yeah, so that makes sense. It's a suspended game. Right. New York tomorrow, split doubleheader. Correct. Tomorrow, split doubleheader at Citi Field. Won't be your typical Twinville. Game 1 is scheduled for 1:10. All right, so we have an early game starting for the Mets. All right, so I will definitely have to tune into that. Ty Fraud Walker. LFGM, what's going on? Zuriz, Gio, Nick, what's going on? Kobe, yes. Hayden, yes, I like that. From Quentin, love the podcasts. My stance on the on this case is that the fans have every right to boo, but this got way too far. I have problems with Sandy's statement. Yeah. Steve Cohen's statement was probably a bit more gentle, where Sandy, I don't understand. Sandy sleeps through the deadline. Why couldn't he just sleep through this situation? But yeah, I agree with you, man. Quentin, you summed this up really, really, really well. I know it's a pain. It really is. From Devin, I was at Saturday's game and the 3-run home run by Conforto. Hope to see more of that LFGM. Yeah, man, I'm glad you got to see that, Devin. That must have been a really, really cool thing to see. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, when I saw Conforto, I saw him strike out, fly out, ground out, and I had to yell at him and tell him he was getting a qualifying offer. So at least you got to see Conforto have a good start. Although, I mean, I've seen Conforto, make some nice plays in person. LFGM, I appreciate you tuning in, Galapos. It was the middle finger to the fans. Yeah, I could kind of see that. LGM except Baez. Yeah, Chris is not going at Baez today. Yup, pretty much, Vincent. I don't know. I mean, I know you've been following the channel for quite a bit. During the trade deadline, I literally said it. Cole, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in, brother, as always. Ruben, good to see the Mets crew showing up yesterday. They just need to do this in more than half of the games. They do. If I saw something that said, like, if the Mets could get 3 runs for every game, they would have like the second best record in baseball. So that'd be like, I think in between like the Giants and Rays or something like that. So that's astonishing. I'm sad about this Baez thing because I wanted him to stay here for a while. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to go. I mean, my concern with this now, Baez and Lindor are best friends. So if Baez goes, is like Lindor going to be all like annoying now and be like, oh. So that's my concern. I really think Baez is going to stay, probably just because of that situation. Javi got swag. Cry. Yeah, Mets fan isn't tolerating Baez. Baez was a lead at second base when he came up because that's where he started to play. Yeah, but honestly, I prefer McNeil in my opinion. Just because, like I said, you're coming in and you're really messing up, the whole defense. I mean, is McNeil is much better than Dom Smith in the outfield. Yes. He could locate a ball better. He has a stronger arm. Yes, but I just prefer him at second base overall. He feels comfortable there. He doesn't like playing on the left side of the field. Left field is on the left side of the field. And I just feel you didn't need Baez. You did not need him. You have Lindor. You have McNeil. They shift like 80%, 50% of the time. So you literally have Lindor theoretically playing second base half the time. So who cares? You didn't need Baez. Offensively, you didn't need him. To go, 0 for 5 and then hit a home run in 2 games when it matters. And in the series of Miami, he comes up like 3 times with bases loaded and grounds out and strikes out. I mean, Soto's winning MVP. All right. So we got another person to an extent agreeing with me that Soto could win MVP. Maybe Baez. No, that's cool, man. Listen, I want Pete Alonso to win MVP, and that's probably biased. I was at Saturday's night game and the 3-run home run. Yeah, of course. Soto could field a baseball. I mean, that's why he's on the team, I think. LFGM, yes, sir. I think the players have to use their social media to show the work they put in day to day, out during the season and off season, in order to show the fans they care. Yeah, I mean, I really am a big advocate for, simply enough fans following a lot of these guys on social media. I think it's great that guys like Chad Chisholm Jr., Jonathan VR, I see they're very active on social media. And it's cool. It's good to interact with the fans. There's some guys DeGrom, who don't have social media, but he's still a cool guy. Brandon Nimmo, I saw last week, or this past weekend for the Mets and Nationals game. He was blocking the road to leave to sign autographs with people at midnight. Who does that? That's so awesome. I mean, Nimmo's a rock star for that. Absolutely, Joe. I agree. How about Nimmo? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the thing that I stated, but Nimmo's definitely been on a roll. He's a guy who usually would just have good eye coordination and take walks, and he's still doing that, but he's also swinging the bat more. He doesn't have, a lot of power, but he'll he's a great leadoff guy or second to leadoff guy, and he'll simply enough drive in some, get some singles, get some BABIPs, and really be a table setter for the team. And, once we're able to hit with runners in scoring position, he will be much more effective as a table setter. Hayden, what's going on? It feels weird saying hi to Hayden, but yeah, what's going on, Hayden? I appreciate you tuning in. Upbeat is a good. All right, I will take a note of that. I appreciate that, Rob. This is where Rojas needs to step up and control Baez. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much Rojas could control Baez in this situation, but I agree. I mean, Rojas definitely. I'm sure Rojas had some words with him. I'm sure the whole team probably had a meeting about it. What's a good game to watch tonight since the Met game is over? Let's take a look, see who is playing tonight for baseball. I think a lot of teams are playing for the most part. Let's see. MLB. Tonight we could see Red Sox and Rays are tonight at 7:10. Yankees and Angels at 9:39. I'll probably check out one of those two games. Probably Red Sox and Rays, because I get that down here, so I'll probably check that out. Pete Alonso should get some. Yeah, I agree with you, man. He should. Pete Alonso has been balling this year. LFGM, of course. Baez needs to stop booing Mets fans. He does. Let's chill, guys. No war. To GOAT, absolutely. Great stream. I appreciate it, Galapos. Pittsburgh series. Yeah, honestly, Rob, you're right. I think that's when the Mets offense, really, as soon as the second half started, is when our offense really went kaputskis for the most part. Will the NL East? Probably. I really do think they probably will. I mean, you have, I've been speaking with a lot of Phillies fans. They claim that they think they're a 500 team. They're pretty close for the most part. I mean, they blew 26 games this year from their bullpen. Since they acquired some solid bullpen depth and pitching during the trade deadline, they've really started to show up again. So yeah, I honestly think next year we could have 3 teams competing. Honestly, call me crazy, but I could see the Marlins potentially being around a 500 ball club. I don't know. I think they're a solid team for the most part. The thumbs down incident is just another lull Mets chapter. There's a curse around the Mets. We need a name. The curse of the Wilpons. The curse. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Only the Mets could take something good and turn it into something bad. Zach, not too cool. YouTube. Zach, not cool. YouTube, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. No worries. No need to apologize. Glad you're here. Glad you are here tuning in. Baez hit a home run to the second deck. Yeah, that was really, really, really crazy. Yeah, that was a moonshot, and he doesn't have much power. Chill. Yeah, guys, let's just chill out with the debate because I don't want to have to skip a lot of comments. So let's just chill out with the debate a little bit. To GOAT, yes, sir. Great stream. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, Pittsburgh was that. Yeah, great to see. Thumbs up. Yes, you tell him, Logan. You tell him, Mr. Cool. Good stream. Yes. Something special about the Mets. Yeah, honestly, I agree. I think something special is really with this Mets team. I don't know what that necessarily details, but I think the Mets honestly have something very bright to look ahead, hopefully next year. We'll see how this offseason goes. I don't want to say it's over, but I think for the most part, I think honestly we could probably think for ourselves. Red Sox, Rays, Dodgers, Braves, and Brewers, Giants are all good games. And the Kluber, I saw Corey Kluber's making his return tonight, so we're gonna have to see what Aaron Boone's pitch count for him tonight is. Hopefully that should be pretty interesting. Make a quick announcement. I was recently on Reckless Airwaves Radio. They are an online radio organization. I recently did an interview with them, 25, 30 minutes long. If you guys could check that out, I'll put a link to that in the description. Reckless Airwaves Radio, great guy. They had a couple other Mets people out there, a couple other baseball sports fans out there. So great podcast. They had me on. I appreciate them having me on. Check that out if you guys would like. And I will definitely put a link to that in the description. Baez and Lindor are coming from places where, honestly, that's the thing. Chicago, they are a classic ball club. So that's really what I think it comes down to. Baez, he was a homegrown guy. So when people say, oh, homegrown guys don't get booed, well, I don't know how much I could say. Conforto hasn't necessarily got booed crazy yet. So we're going to have to see. Good stream. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, Nick. Guys, chill. Connor wants the end of the debate. Yeah, I agree with you, John. It pretty much is. I like the hat. Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. Nice, typical Mets hat, but classic hat. I always love wearing my Mets hat on these streams. My favorite hat to wear. I do definitely want to do a hat live stream, though. As you know, I'm a huge hat collector and jersey collector, but the hat collection is a bit more bigger. So I do definitely want to get one of those down pretty soon. Probably do it on a stream. That way people could converse with me and, we could have a dialogue back and forth. So I'll probably do one of these on the stream. Just do one whole big thing, I guess. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if anyone else has any more comments, questions, or concerns relating to the Mets, please feel free, drop them below in the comment section below. Mets related, whatever else you guys want to talk about, baseball, whatever. Drop them below. Probably wind up the stream soon. We are approaching the hour mark. We had an awesome stream, great audience. We keep almost hitting my high. My high current active streak on a live stream is 21. Okay, and we hit 20 again today. We cannot get 21. At least tie it. I don't know. My Baez rant had some pretty good stuff. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. Yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I know we had some war or whatever. I don't know, some war or debate in the comment section below. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I don't care as long as this is not taking up space where I miss comments. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Targets Marcus Semien, I think. Marcus Semien and Castellanos this offseason. Yeah, Castellanos is, I'm assuming you mean Semien. I don't know if you mean Simmons, but I'm assuming you mean Semien. Semien is a guy that I think definitely is probably going to resign in Toronto. He's been a huge asset for them. They moved him from shortstop to second base, and he's been playing well there. I don't think the Blue Jays are going to let him go. They're probably going to extend him. Maybe he'll hit the market, but I think they'll probably resign him. And Castellanos is still the big question. I would love Castellanos on this team. If he could be a DH, you could throw him in left field. Yeah, you could throw him in left field. He could be a potential DH. I don't know if I could see him taking Conforto's spot. If Conforto is still on the team, obviously. Yeah, Castellanos he's a great guy. We saw what he did this season so far. He's cooled down a bit, but he's still putting up good stuff. So we'll have to see how that goes with Castellanos. Just remember, he isn't a free agent. Everyone thinks he's a free agent. He is, I think he's like an opt-out or something like that. So we're going to have to see if he opts out, because if the Reds play well this year, which they are. The Reds are looking like they're going for that second. Let's see the standings. Yeah, they're in that second wild card spot. So we're going to have to see that if they go for that second wild card spot. I mean, that's a pretty successful season, in my opinion, for them. So we're just going to have to see, is he going to stay? We don't know. He could stay. So, yeah, we're just going to have to see how that goes with Nicholas Castellanos. Personally, I think he could be a great asset to this team. Personally, I'm really not super concerned with the Mets this offseason. I think they're going to have a really interesting offseason. They really gave all these guys a shot. It's not like they just came out and just, got rid of certain guys. They gave these guys a shot. Whether it's not even a player, whether it's a manager, Luis Rojas, whoever. They gave these guys a shot. That's all that matters. Did Pete hit a home run? He did not hit a home run this series. No, he did. He hit a home run on Friday's game. Or no, he didn't. Or was that Thursday? I don't know. I don't even remember when he hit a home run. No, he did not. That was the series prior. San Francisco series, I believe. No, Pete Alonso went quiet for the first two games. But yesterday, I think he went 3 for 4 yesterday, so that was good to see. Pete Alonso, did you see Pete Alonso get a hit at home? Yeah, 3 hits yesterday. Pretty good for him. He's changing his approach. I like it. Some nice line drive singles. LFGM, of course. I think Steve Cohen needs to have a talk with a few of his players. Yeah, I think so, Quentin. I did like the statement he put out. I think it was appropriate. It wasn't like Sandy Alderson where he's like, that will not be tolerant, much more of a gentle approach. These guys are athletes or whatever, so it's a much more gentle approach. We're going to have to see how this goes going ahead with the Mets. So we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in to the stream as always. We're probably going to call it a stream here. Let's go Dodgers. Oh, that's right. Are they playing? They're probably playing the Braves tonight, so that makes sense. I was about to say, what the? Appreciate it, Christopher. Logan, I appreciate it. Yeah, great stream. I appreciate everyone for tuning in to the stream as always. We had an awesome time today. A lot of people joined the stream. A lot of great people commenting in the chat, giving their thoughts. We had some people conversing with each other, having a nice debate. I think it was about like Cy Young or something at the Phillies rotation. So yeah, I appreciate you guys doing that. Great to see you guys connecting on here. I love to do help people connect. But yeah, pretty much I will say it one more time. Reckless Airwaves Radio. I was on their show yesterday. 25, 30 minutes long. It was pretty great. Just pretty much going over the Mets season for most of it. And then the last 5 minutes, I briefly went over the Yankees, although most of my knowledge does pertain to the New York Mets. So yeah, so if you guys do want to check that out, please feel free. I will leave a link to that in the description, or simply enough, just go to it. Reckless Airwaves Radio is the name. And simply enough, just go to the one where it says like Mets Talk with Hayden. You'll see me on the cover. I'm going to pull it up and I'll put it in the description. So yeah, and you guys could just check that out. It would mean a lot. I don't know if we can get likes or anything. If you can, I guess give it a like. I would mean it. I do definitely want to do some more game streams soon. A lot of people are asking me for that pretty soon. So I do definitely want to do that. Sorry about that. I definitely do want to do more of those. I am going to start to do some more game streams. Obviously, I did do a game stream. Not so much a game stream, but I did the bottom of the ninth for the Mets and Nationals the past other day. So yeah, obviously, I do still obviously go live during Mets extra innings when they're at home to see a walk-off. I think we've been like 6-2 or 7-1 during those, so those have been awesome. So yeah, definitely want to do some more live streams. I am going to do some post season playoff game live streams. Yes, the Mets probably aren't going to be in it, but I'll probably still, do a live stream against, in the ALCS or the NLCS or whatever. So I will definitely still do those just because I love baseball. And, a lot of people say I should definitely be a baseball announcer. I know people say I really call a good game. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone for the kind words. We've been doing well on the channel. We're almost at 500 subs. So if you guys could tell your friends about this channel. If you have to make an account for your dog, please do. It would mean a lot. So yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning into the stream as always. We've really been doing well. I know, the season is starting to wind down. crazy journey on the channel so far. We've been really doing well. We really need to beat that current high streak. It's pissing me off. 21 is my current highest active people, and today we just got 20. Like, come on, like that's ridiculous. But yeah, no, you know what? It's life. Life sucks. We'll say that, especially as a Mets fan. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're probably gonna call it a stream here. Give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you never, ever miss a stream. Turn on them all. Never miss a stream. Till next time, baseball fans, stuttering my words. Till next time, baseball fans, LFGM, let's go Mets. We got an off day today, a game tomorrow, doubleheader tomorrow, 1:10, and I believe the second game is at 7:10. So let's see how that goes for the New York Mets, LFGM. The real Met fans know what the F means. Till next time, let's go Mets.